Before I start this review in earnest, I feel I have to take a moment to acknowledge the death of actor Chadwick Boseman. Born 1976, died in 2020. Now, I personally am not the I'm not an encyclopedia on his work. Don't know much of his work outside of the MCU, but the man was a talented actor, a brilliant superhero, and his death will be felt by us all. Chadwick Boseman. The Greatest Show in the Galaxy, the fourth and final serial of Doctor Who's 25th season, first broadcast in four parts from the 14th of December 1988 to the 4th of January 1989. In this particular story, the Seventh Doctor, played once again by Sylvester McCoy, and his companion Ace, played by Sophie Aldred, travel to the planet of Seganax. Now, they travel there because they receive kind of a robot satellite thing in the TARDIS advertising the psychic circus, the self proclaimed greatest show in the galaxy. And it's supposed to be kind of like this circus full of kind of fun, all the stuff you see at the circus clowns, entertainers, ringmasters, and all the rest of it. And though Ace is shown to have a slight fear of clowns, she reluctantly agrees that they should probably go along and check it out. While on the planet Seganax and travelling to the psychic circus, they encounter a load of various characters, including a great explorer and conqueror of the known universe named Captain Cook, played by T.P. McKenna, and his companion Mags, played by Jessica Martin. The ringmaster of the circus, played by Rico Ross. The chief clown, played by Ian Reddington. A kind of ticket attendant slash fortune teller named Morgana, played by Deborah Manship, a bellboy named Christopher Guard, played by Christopher Guard, a stagehand designated Deadbeat, played by Chris Jury, and a mysterious robotic bus conductor, voiced by Dean Hollingsworth. Now, personally, I am not, but during all of this, they also discover that the circus isn't entirely what it seems, that people who visit the circus aren't meant to sit there and just watch. The only people who watch are a simply bored family just kind of sitting there watching it all and taking scores. However, what actually happens is that people who come to the circus are then locked away and made to perform, and those who don't entertain the family are disintegrated. Which I have heard people say up and down things about this episode. Some people say it's entertaining. Some people say, "Oh, this is one of the worst." I don't know. I think it's somewhere in the middle. Now, I personally am not a person who suffers from coulrophobia, which is a fear of clowns, but I can understand if some people did suffer from coulrophobia, that this one might seem rather sinister. I mean, the clowns, especially, while most of them are robotic, the one played by Ian Reddington, again as the chief clown, he can get a little bit sinister at times, especially since these are a group of clowns who travel around the kind of desert in a taxi looking for people who manage to escape the circus, and it is rather sinister to watch. Plus, some of the other characters, you do get that they are a bit more sinister than they feel, especially Captain Cook, played by T.P. McKenna. He states very early on, when the Doctor discovers what's all going on, that survival of the fittest, you know. I mean, if I can manage to make it past all of this, then I can look to the people who own this circus and possibly make them a deal. And then you got a character who comes in later on, a whiz kid played by John Samarco, and he legitimately seems excited to be there. He's apparently studied the psychic circus and looked at them for years, and is really excited to come there. And then Captain Cook says to him, after knowing that those who don't entertain get killed or blown up, Captain Cook seemingly tricks him by going, "You know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give up my brief moment in the sunshine so that you can go on first. You know what? You can actually perform for the psychic circus for yourself." It's like, yeah, this guy's a douchebag. You also discover that Mags isn't entirely what she seems. She's actually a lycanthrope. I think they say she's a werewolf. I'm not entirely sure, but don't know, from her transformation, you could either say she's a werewolf or say she's another type of lycanthrope. But she sees the moon and she turns into a monstrous creature, which, especially in the final episode of this story, when Captain Cook shows that she's a lycanthrope and then gets her to possibly go along with things. They also find a well later on that seemingly has a giant eye at the bottom of it. And one of the characters named Deadbeat said that he used to be known as the Kingpin, and he found this well and seemingly used its power to make things great. But then things started going wrong, and ultimately things ended up the way they did. Now, it's ultimately revealed that the family who's been sitting at the back looking bored are actually the gods of Ragnarok. And, as I said, they need somebody to entertain them. And once you're no longer entertaining, you get disintegrated. Which, I will admit, the family looking bored, that's take it or leave it. But the gods of Ragnarok, while I admit the stone is a little bit of an odd choice and the design is a little weird, it is still a really cool design. Like, the kind of slinted eyes and the kind of stone look of them, they do look very sinister. And when the Doctor has to essentially keep performing for them in order to give Ace and the others some time to come up with a plan, it is actually rather chilling. The design is very sinister. Also, I think it's been noted that the bus conductor, voiced by Dean Hollingsworth, that they would later use a kind of interpretation of their design for the postmen in Kablam. So, yeah, evidently this story does have a lot more going for it than I think most people give it credit for. I mean, the circus can be a very creepy place. I mean, for some people, the circus can be a place of fun, magic, and entertainment. For other people, they may find it a bit sinister and scary. So, I think this episode took full advantage of that. Also, this now also marks for me another season of Classic Who that I've managed to complete. I mean, I said earlier this year that I managed to complete season 12. Well, with The Greatest Show in the Galaxy, I managed to complete season 25. So, great for me. I'll do another video, possibly a little later on, kind of ranking the episodes or stories of season 25. I think it's fairly obvious what it's going to be, but you can make a judge for yourself on which episodes you actually think are the best of season 25. But The Greatest Show in the Galaxy, I watched it through and I'm fairly entertained by it. No need for it to get disintegrated today. Anyway, what will be my next classic acquisition? At this point, I have no idea. Anyway, until I figure it out, see ya.